And good afternoon. Welcome to Today to Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Keith Fustel on a picturesque, beautiful Friday afternoon here at Laurel Park. A beautiful forecast all weekend long. No rain, clear sunny skies for the whole weekend. A bunch of big fields on our world-class turf course. We don't have to worry about the weather this weekend. We have perfect conditions all weekend long.
What do you mean, no rain?
No rain, no rain.
I can't believe it. Yeah, pinch me. It's been gorgeous the last couple of days. Yeah, and get out here and enjoy it. Get out on the apron, enjoy a couple cold beverages, something to eat from inside. So yeah, looking forward to a real good weekend of racing. We've got the Alma North on Saturday, but we get you started with a nice racing card today. The racing office put together a good card, a good betting card. I got some value along the way, so. I'm ready to kickstart. I know we're going to roll through the first couple races. We're a little late here.
Now we have 10 races today, 12 races tomorrow, 10 races on Sunday. Tomorrow, you mentioned it, the Alma North, the feature of 12 races tomorrow for 3-year-old fillies going 7 furlongs, wide open, $75,000 stake. This stake race been around for a long time here in Maryland. They used to have it at Timonium.
Big T.
Good to see that they still have it here and attracted a nice group of 3-year-old fillies. Jimmy Jerkins probably with the favorite in there. 11S coming out of a Grade 3 stake race up there in Newark, in New York. But you have Limited View, a multiple stakes winner here at Laurel Park for John Salzman Jr., a nice addition of the Alma North tomorrow.
Yeah, and Almond Roca for motion. I may have her lined a little bit too high on the line. She got hot at Tampa, but she was a higher price against some of these other horses earlier, so I didn't know what to make of it. She really disliked the slop over at Pimlico. See if she can rebound, but a good competitive field in the Alma North. Yeah, the Big T moves itself to Laurel here, okay?
Big T will be at the Big T before you know it later on this summer. This Sunday, bring Dad out here for Father's Day at Laurel Park. The chef has you all hooked up with a scrumptious Father's Day buffet here at Laurel this Sunday up there in the Garden Terrace. $27 a person, 12 to 4. Plus, they're going to have some craft beer specials. The menu is on the laurelpark.com website. Go to laurelpark.com and click on the Father's Day special. It'll give you the elaborate menu they have for you. They're pulling out all the stops for Dad this Sunday here at Laurel.
All right. Maybe there's
Craft
something in there
specials
for me. I've put up with a lot in my 18 years of fatherhood.
You'll be out here. Then a week from this Saturday, we have the Commonwealth Day here at Laurel Park. 4 stake races for that. Sunday, July 8th, Canter for the Cause here. That'll be at Pimlico, Canter for the Cause. Then the Crab Feast on the schedule for late July here at Laurel Park. Check out laurelpark.com for all the upcoming promotions. Let's get right to it. Let's show you both track conditions out here this afternoon. We'll be fast and firm. No rain for a couple days. Beautiful weather here for a nice summer day. So first race post time 1:10, 78 sunny, fast and firm. Can't get better than that, can you?
California weather today, it feels like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gorgeous.
All right, well, let's get right to it here. Race, let's show you we showed you the track conditions and weather. Let's get right to it here. In race 1, we have a little super high 5 carryover in the opener, a little shy of 1,200 in that rolling super high 5 with that low 15% takeout. Every race with 7 or more entries. We have the super high 5, so keep your eye on that. Also, race 1 kicks off the early pick 5. Both your pick 5s here at Laurel, your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout, and it's always a mandatory payout here on the early pick 5. Let's take a look at race 1. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso turf course, rail at 35 feet, maiden claiming 16,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. I go with the 8 on top. Day of Reckoning for trainer Jonathan Maldonado, J.D. Acosta on this 3-year-old, who I think is going to get a nice trip from the outside. Last couple races we're going long on the main track, upbeat 25 lengths last out in the slop. Just forget about that. Last time we saw this horse on the turf at Pimlico going 5 furlongs and a decent third that day against Maiden 25,000 company. Finds easier company here today, cutting back from that from the route to sprint. Maldonado 24% with that move, so I like the 8 Day of Reckoning here. I think this gelding is going to get a nice trip from the 8 hole.
I certainly think the horse to beat and the horse to catch is going to be the 4 Paid Holiday for Mike Trombetta, dropping from the $40,000 level. Now was protected before. No protect now. If you want him for 16, you've got him. He'll go right to the front. I think a flyer with the 3. Jack Greer Stub Hutch probably blew the line on this when the line at 15. should end up in around maybe the 8 or 10 level. Like the improvement last time on the dirt. Second only beaten a length and a quarter was Dead Game, Maroos Raven. The winner of that was dropping from maiden special weight. Tossed the 2 turf tries. This horse is bred for the turf. I think it's better off. World Gone Wrong, the mother, was 13 for 37. Something clicked last time out. Let's hope he can transfer it back to the turf course. If he does, I think he gets himself a nice score in the opener.
Yeah, I like that horse. I used the 3 in my top 4. Looks like we like the same 4 horses in the opener, just in a different order. Let's take a look here at the second race. We kick off the early pick 4 here in race 2, going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Haven't won 2 races in 6 months. Never won 5. It's a tough beat, nickel condition. We have a stat here. My top pick, the 5 Minor Legend. I think it's going to be awfully tough here against Beat Nickel Company. Here's a stat for Wayne Potts in Minor Legend.
Yeah, 3 for 8 and 4 for 8 in the money, that should say. First off the claim and back for the $5,000 tag on the dirt. Good strike right there. He's always deadly on anything under 10,000. First off the claim for Potts. ROI of over $4. Minor Legend comes out of an open race. Very competitive there, just beaten by Kapachi Cruz, who stepped up to win next time out with a decent number at Delaware. Got a couple scratches in here as well. Going to hurt our price on the 5. Scratch the 1, scratch the 2, scratch the 7. Out of race number 2. Minor Legend will be a pace factor throughout. King's House, the 4 horse, he's going to have to break better. He's had some really bad gait issues the last several starts. He came flying, though, at Pimlico on that sloppy sealed surface after he kind of was unruly in the gate and then dwelt. Twisted Earl going great guns right now for Jerry Robb. This horse, great positional speed. He ramps him up. When he gets cycling, he can run these races back to back to back. Twisted Earl's going to enjoy a perfect trip from just off of it.
All right, so we both like a cold 5-8 exacta there. I agree with you there on the 5 Minor Legend. Finds a much easier beat nickel spot today. First off the claim for Wayne Potts. He does the right thing, waits the 30 days. Puts him right back in here for 5,000. Looks like the horse probably worth 5,000 as well. I bet the claim box might be active here in race 2.
Have a couple takers in there, no doubt.
All right, so we both like the 5 Minor Legend there in race 2. Let's take a look here at the third race, going 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy. Rail at 87 feet. Maiden claiming 16,000 here, 3 and up. We have a video spotlight. You like the 1 High Sierra. Let's show you the race in Pimlico, May 12th, going 2 turns on the turf at Pimlico. Here's the start.
Yeah, I've been chasing a couple bonds for Ann Merriman. She's going to hit with one of them. This horse was just kind of acting up just prior to the gates being open, and you're going to see this horse kind of rear up, throw the head, duck in. A lot of trouble there for jockey Kevin Gomez. But you know what? Horse gets beat a pole. Gomez stays. Looking at the turf breeding here, the damn Halloween fun. 5 for 17 on the grass. Did her best running sprinting. Ran upwards of an 88 buyer figure. Is a half this Vindala horse we've talked about on the show here. That horse could go short or long. High Sierra, just looking for a bomb. There's not a whole lot to choose from in race 3. So if you're going to look for something, look for a little bit of a price. I think the 1 is a user at a good solid price in the 3rd.
Yeah, it's a wide open condition, so I'm not going to wide open race. I'm not going to talk you off a 12-1 shot. Going to need to get a good break from the inside. The 1 High Sierra. I go with the Hugh McMahon, first-time starter on the outside, well spotted for the debut, in for the maiden 16. Actually, this horse is in for the 12-5 to get a little weight off. Xavier Perez rides his 4-year-old son, a Lionhearted. Some nice works here at Laurel Park, a nice 36 work, a few works back, and a nice couple 5 furlong workouts coming into this race. Gets Lasix in debut. I like the outside draw here for the 8 Alley's Lion.
Yeah, Black Tie Alley just did win, 1 for 5 sprinting on the grass. Try to find a little stat here for McMahon with these older first-time starters, 2 for 14 and 4 for 14 over the past few years. So, yeah, I think the 8 is live. A barn that's capable of getting a horse to win. Maiden claiming first time out. Flankenstein, I guess, is the speed of the speed, is the proven speed. Had an excuse off of a lengthy layoff. Stumbled at the break, was down inside at Pimlico on the 10th of May, but has run some big bang-up races on the grass. But 0 for 11. Second off of a big layoff, but look at that workout, though. 47, flat as that for real. First of 16, Flankenstein should be on the engine in the 3rd.
All right, we both like the 3. I didn't use the 1, but that's a nice 12-1 price you have there.
And I'm going to go ahead.
And we both like the 3 here. How about the Alan Goldberg first-time starter, the 1 cabinet pick by Broken Vallis, a homebred for Colts Neck Stable. Been working up there at their private training center. Couple nice works from the gate. Lasix in debut. Gets a live rider here with Toledo to to take the call.
Out of a mare that made over $400,000, staying in for the 16. First out, a broken vow. Something not quite right, but they're going to play the attack mode here right in for the 16. Lone Sib did win on the grass. My top selection is going to be the 7. I mean, you talked about Flying Crusader for Mark Reed. I'm just kind of playing the percentages. In a wide-open race, Jockey Trainer, they hit close to 40%. Look at all these angles for Mark Reed. First turf, he's 20%. Dirt to turf, 3 for 9 with an ROI of over $6. Just taking a shot on some prices in the third with the 1 and the 7.
All right, so wide open maiden 16 going 5.5 on the Fort Marcy there in race 3. Let's take a look here at race 4. We're going to kick off the middle pick 4 here in the 4th. We're going 7 furlongs, a wide open maiden 10 for 3 and up to start this middle pick 4. We have a video spotlight to show you the 6, who we both like a little bit here. Stay on point for Jerry Robb. Here's the race from June 8. Here's the start right here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, coming out of the gate, you see the horse. He just kind of leans it a little bit, brushes the side of the gate. Horse jock has to settle back. X-Man settles back off the pace. He stays inside pretty much every step of the way. And coming into the 8th pole, leaving the 8th pole, he encounters a little bit of trouble. The eventual winner, Captain Trips, comes up in between horses. He gets pressure from his outside by Loving Chemistry. They both kind of drift in, putting Stay on Point in a tight spot. The horse continued well through the gallop out. Well, 1 was DQ'd at Charlestown, 3 back, can get to 7 furlongs. Stay on Point as a user somewhere from mid-pack in race 4.
Should get a piece of it. I like the 6. We both like the 2 a little bit here. I picked the 2, Wildly Clever on top. A good second at this level. Last out, going a mile and a 16th. The last 4 races have been a route of ground. The horse hasn't been off the board, so his 4-year-old should be dead fit for the cut back to 7 furlongs today. And we're going from a Bug Girl to Fergal Lynch here. No knock on the Bug Girl, but we are going from a Bug Rider to one of our top riders here, Fergal Lynch.
Yeah, attracted Lynch. Rider's been doing quite well of late, hitting at a real good strike rate. Wildly Clever, just trying to find a right distance. 7 furlongs could be right. Mile 16, he's had a tendency to drop off of it, come again. Maybe Fergal can get right mid-pack and make one good sustained run with the 2 Wildly Clever. 5, Stevie's Joy, probably got this horse maybe lined a little too high. Maybe the last race, dirtied up the form just enough, but working right back here. Just ran on June the 9th. Turf to dirt, small sample, but 3 for 4 over the past year for Kenny Cox with a strong ROI. The 2-back race on the dirt, the race in which he was claimed, it's become a key race. Not Stevie's Joy, but the other finisher came out of there was a Lovely Games. Yeah, Lovely Games came back to run a 51 next out for a little higher tag. So I like Stevie's Joy in here to stalk in pounce.
I like the 5 as well. The 1, Swamp Chili. Daniel Centeno aboard for Kenny Decker. 0 for 11, 5-year-old maiden, but he does a good job turning these horses around, getting them back in good form. He's freshened this horse up a little since that last race in February. Some nice half-mile works here at Laurel, and you get a live rider, Centeno, on the 1, Swamp Chili.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this horse just go. Some of those Decker horses, they do their best running right up on the front end.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. The Rainbow Pick 6, no carryover. They hit it again last Sunday, but that starts in race 5. I like the late pick 5 starting in race 6. You like the late pick 4. That starts in race 7. We'll take a look at all that right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
All right, welcome back. We're live by the historic paddock here at Laurel Park. Get you ready for the 3-day race weekend. Beautiful weather, no rain, bunch of big fields on our world-class turf course. We'll be fast and firm all weekend long. Today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, that's going to start in race 5. Nice 5.5, no carryover. They hit it for about 3,500 last Sunday, the Pick 6. So we start fresh today with this 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Starts here in race 5. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso turf, rail at 35 feet, claiming 7,500 for 3-year-olds and upward. My price play of the day here, Mario Pino on the 8, Political Farce for trainer Wayne Potts. That's my price play of the day. This horse with a nice win at Pimlico a little over a year ago, at Pimlico. That was against Open 7,500. Rallied from way off the pace that day to get up at a decent price. 73 buyer with that win. So it's been a while since he's won. Only one race this year. That was a decent effort against similar company at Delaware. Open 8,000. This one Open 75. Close enough. Horse finished well at the end there. Good fourth, only beaten 2 lengths at 10-1. Now second off the layoff. Pino stays aboard. This horse should get a nice, smart, come from behind trip by Pino on the outside. I'll go with the 8, Political Farce, on top here in race 5.
The pain, stays on there for Wayne Potts. I go to the 2, Came Back. This isn't the strongest group, I thought, for an Open 75 on the grass, but Came Back. Alan Goldberg willing to go back and claim that the now 9-year-old, and then willing to give this horse a little break and protect on the comeback. I think Came Back will be fresh, reunited with Toledo, gets a stalking trip. Speed of the Speed looks to be the 4, Zen Papa. The 5-year-old has never tried the grass out of 30 career starts, but has a ton of early foot and looking to breeding by Sensational. That stallion hits with about 16% of the turf with its turf sprinter, so I like that. And the mare loved the synthetic surface. I think we're going to see this horse take okay to the grass course. Zen Papa, maybe a lineup race. Zen Papa to the front, Came Back, stalks and pounces. Now I think you also got to use the 3, Colmont Fire, off of a break.
I didn't use the 4, but we both like Came Back. It's been a while since the horse has won on the turf. It's been since November 2016. Since he won on the turf, but that was right here at Laurel Park against Open 11,000. He had a nice win last summer here at Laurel in the slop. Yeah, he's a well-accomplished 9-year-old. Goldberg had him before, claimed him back. His horse has made over $230,000 on the turf, looking for his 10th career win on the turf. I like him. He's going to need a good break from the inside. I use him in my exacta. We both like the 3 as well. Colmont Fire, new trainer here, Greg Packman. Now trains this 5-year-old by Frisian Fire. Last time he was on the turf last August here at Laurel Park at this level. A nice win on a yielding turf course that day.
Yeah, he's kind of versatile. Can handle any surface, kind of any distance. The Colmont Fire, his last 2 turf sprints, very good. Will he be okay off the layoff? We don't know. New barn. I'm not familiar with the trainer at all, but best of luck to them. The connections of the 3, Colmont Fire.
All right, we like some similar horses there in race 5. Let's take a look at race 6 to kick off. The late pick 5, no carryover, but as always, more money back to the bettors with that industry low 12% takeout here on the late pick 5. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. A $48 play for me. I'm going to go 4 deep here in race 6 using the 2, 7, 8, 10 with the 2. Kuznetsov, my top pick, going to be a popular favorite here in race 6, but I'll use 3 others, try to beat the favorite here to kick off this pick 5. Race 7, that's a nice allowance race. I like the 1A, Steamy Hot on top, but I also like the 3, Hell of a Fire, and the 6, Magical there in race 7. Race 8, a nice maiden special weight. I'm going with 2 first-time starters on top. The Rodney Jenkins first-time starter, the 4, Fire Tower, and the Cal Lynch first-time starter, the 5, Micro Scale. So 4, 5, and a tough maiden special weight race there in race 8. Race 9, a nice 3 other than allowance feature of the day, going 5.5 on the Kelso turf course. I like the 5, Goldwood, my best bet of the day for trainer Alan Goldberg. I'll key on the 5, going 4 deep there in race 10, the 2, 4, 5, 10 with the 4, War Tweet, my top pick at 5-1. Hammy Smith there with the 4 in race 10. So there's my late pick 5. It starts here in race 6. I know you like this sequence. You like the late pick 4 coming up in race 7, but let's take a look here at race 6. A tough maiden special weight going 5.5 on the Fort Marcy with the rail at 87 feet. We have a video spotlight to show you. We both have the 2, Kuznetsov on top. He did well in the Stanley Cup for the Caps, beating up on the Vegas Golden Knights, and I think he's going to do well here today. Here's the race from May 5th here at Laurel.
Yeah, and he does a ton of dirty work down to the inside, or she does, Kuznetsov, in a duel with Denrobia. Kind of gets the lead, just kind of nearing the 8th ball, almost on even turns. But what the beep is the benefactor of all of this and was able to go on by. But I tell you what, I like the way Kuznetsov dug in late to hold down the place by about a neck. You know, there's no what the beeps in this field. We saw what she did next. She went back and won an open allowance, beating like a 2-5 shot or a 3-5 shot with a good sustained run. Kuznetsov, proven sprinting. You see the discrepancy in numbers. She's like 10 points off of the 6 Altamara. I think that's a slightly inflated number up at Monmouth. Proven at the sprint distance is the 2. I like her right back here for Jerry Robb.
Yeah, she's going to be a popular favorite now. She's going to need to get a good break from the inside. She broke well last time and it was forwardly placed. She's going to need to have a similar forwardly placed trip as well, breaking from the inside early on here. So we both have her on top. I used 3 other horses here as well on my pick 5 to 10. I have second, Kitten's Friend. Might be a nice claim here for Mike Giralles. They got this horse last December for $25,000, freshened him up a little bit. A good third against Maiden, $16,000 coming off the layoff. That was his turf debut. Now he steps up here a little bit to maiden special weight. This is a restricted maiden special weight for Virginia bred, so this horse well spotted. Toledo should get a nice trouble-free come from behind trip here on the 10, Kitten's Friend.
I'm sure this is a plan all along for Mark Lapidus, reaching and grabbing this Virginia bred, targeting a race like this. She's going to have to move up a little bit more, second time in the barn, but she's coming off a little bit of a break. I think she's going to advance off of that trial on May the 3rd. The 6, Out Tomorrow, I Will You second. This feel like it really come rolling late. Had legitimate trouble at Monmouth. A good 5th, only beaten 3 3/4 with trouble. You see the short comment. Bobbled at the break, steadied it to 7/16. Finished just behind a Clement runner who was a 3rd prior up at, down at Gulfstream Park. So I think this horse is legit. The 6, Altamar, it's just a turn back in distance. Will she want just a little bit more ground in the future? Yeah.
All right, so late pick 5 starts here in race 6. You like the late pick 4. That starts with race 7. Nice allowance race for Affiliate Mares going 1 mile. Let's check out your late pick 4, see how you played it.
We don't have any races with Lily Marie Engels in them today, do we? The
Lily
amateur
Marie?
rider?
No, yeah, you had that one. That was a nice pick.
Well,
What'd you, 8 to 1 or something?
Couldn't afford the flight out to Germany to be the agent, so I'm stuck here. We talked about it. We tried.
Here.
Here we go. Late pick 4, 7th race. Going to kick it off 2 deep with the 1A Steamy Hot and the 2 Slim Fit for Proctor. Race 8, 2 deep as well. Creative Style of firster for Linda Rice. You like the other 2, and I'm going to throw the 3 in there. Bass Rock, we have a stat for Grand Motion in race 8. And the 9th, 3 deep with the 1, the 2, the 4. Come on, Gary Cap. Elusive Joni as a price play in the 9th. And in the 10th, a spread. 2, 4, 5, 11. 11 horses, kind of my sleeper in there. $24 for your late pick 4.
All right, it's a nice sequence. It starts right here in race 7, a nice first-level allowance race for Affiliate Mares going a flat mile on the main track. I have the 1A on top here, Steamy Hot. We have a video spotlight of this Maryland-bred filly by Discreet Cat. Here's the win from late May at Pimlico. This was against Maryland-bred Allowance Company going 2 turns. Here's Steamy Hot in that win.
Yeah, that lime green and navy caught in between horses, a 7-horse that day. But what a patient ride Rosario Montanez put on this horse that day at Pimlico. Just settled in, let the speed go by. Let speed go on, and then let Victory Rally go right on by, leaving the 3/8 to the 5/16. He doesn't panic whatsoever, shifts down to the inside, and just comes with a determined run to Steamy Hot. This 3-year-old filly was ready to go off the bench for Mary Epler. Now 2 for 2 at a route of ground, coming back to the mile distance that she won over here at Laurel. Look at this determined run, just a surge under the left stick. Victory Rally was coming off of a second-place finish, if I'm not mistaken, behind Salty, a Grade 1 winner.
Yep.
Keys up well. Number not virtually strong, but that track changed. You see that fast and sealed. We had a little bit of a rain there that come in just prior, changed the racetrack. I think that race is better than the number. Steamy Hot, a must-use in race 7. I'm not worried about the bounce factor with Mary Epler.
I like her. She's 2 for 2 going a route of ground, and I think she's 3 for 3 after today. Montanez will ride, so we both like her. You have the 2 on top here, Slim Fit for Tom Proctor. Fergal Lynch will ride this Tis Now filly. Nice win last out at Pimlico, second off the layoff. She could be sitting on a nice 4-year-old campaign, but big test today facing winners for the first time.
Yeah. It wasn't the strongest field that she beat, but she beat them the way she should have. Very impressively, widened, opened up 5. Final time was considerably faster than the other 3 mile and a 16th races that day. I'm going to come back with Slim Fit. She keys up with some good horses. You go back to the 2-back try in April, that maiden special weight winner, still there. Came back to run an 86 up at Monmouth. Albeit an off the turf, is still a strong number. I think Slim Fit, turning back to the mile, will be just fine for her.
All right, I like her. I thought about using her. I couldn't get to her. It's a tough allowance race. Yeah. I just like 4 other horses over her better, but she's well-bred for strong connections, going in the right direction. She's never been off the board. So the 2 Slim Fit's going to be awfully tough here in race 7, even though I didn't use her. The 3 we both like here, Hell of a Fire likes to be second, beaten favored up there at Parks the last couple races. Good record here at Laurel Park. She'll be right there once again. It's just been a while since, her last win came right here at Laurel last September against Maryland Bred Allowance Company.
Yeah, just go ahead and toss the Parks try. Third back off of a little bit of a break. She's familiar with the surface, 6 for 10 in the money. She works somewhere from mid-pack. Had a little trouble last time I think she was here, was getting out around the turn. But Jock did a good job keeping her straight. She was just kind of nailed at the wire by So Innocent. So, yeah, Magical as well. Magical, beaten favorite, 1-2 last time for Brittany Trimble and Sheldon Russell. Just didn't come away great. Got bumped a little bit at the break. And, Magnificent just relished the off-track, you could say, that day. I think stretching out is okay. No problem on the breeding top and bottom for this horse. She'll be fine. She could be the one to catch.
All right, we both like the 6 Magical. I mentioned that Maryland Bred Allowance win for the 3 Hell of a Fire. She's a West Virginia bred, but that was a restricted. That was a Maryland sired or Maryland Bred Allowance win she had here at Laurel last September. So a nice allowance race here to kick off the late pick 4. Let's take a look here at race 8 to kick off the final pick 3. A nice group of maiden special weight runners, straight 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs on the main track, and I left my pedigree notes on my first cut of PPs here, so I'm going to have to rely on my childhood here. I'm going with the 4 Fire Tower. I grew up from across the street from these people, the Martins, back in the 80s when they were rolling with Worthington Farm. They had Lord Gaylord, the leading sire back then. They were the top breeders back then. Good to see the Martins still active in the Maryland breeding community. They bred this gelding with Country Life Farm by Frisian Fire out of a Valley Crossing mare, Val Valley. It's a homebred for the Martins. A bunch of nice works here at Laurel Park. Rodney Jenkins been red hot this year. He was quiet over the winter, but they did a bunch of good work back there in that barn over the winter time. They've had a bunch of comeback winners. They've had first out winners this year. So the Rodney Jenkins barn been red hot, and then Steve Hamilton, Rodney Jenkins, they're 28% together with a positive ROI. So I'll go with the 4 Fire Tower, my top pick here in a tough maiden special weight.
Yeah, we were all wondering, where's Rodney? Where's Rodney? He comes back, boom, here I am. He's 6 for 19 on the year.
Did it again. Had 2 wins last week, and one of them coming off the layoff. Ford Maker was another one. They had a first-time starter win this spring. So yeah, the barn's really been clicking.
Yeah, he's been rocking and rolling with those lengthy layoff horses. I think there's a sprinter running on Sunday that I saw, and I looked down underneath the stat. It was like 9 for 18 or something. It was huge. And what were you doing living back on Tufton Avenue, high rent district?
Yeah,
the Saute, man, I love it.
Right.
Yeah, good. What was that, Belmont Farm across the street from Worthington?
I think I had a crush on the Huntmaster's daughter. They kicked me out of the valley. True story.
No,
all right, let's go.
Creative Style, Stan. That's going to be my top selection. Linda Rice, the first-time starter by Creative Calls. $200,000 purchase. The mare, Vis-a-Vis, she won early, was 2 for 6, sprinting on the dirt, and the only sibling to race won its lone start. That's good enough for me. Creative Style, first time out here for Linda Rice.
And Cal Lynch, he's been red hot recently with his first-time starters. This one by Flatter, the 5 micro scale. Cal Lynch, 29% with a nice positive ROI with his debut runners. Some nice works right here at Laurel. J.D. Acosta will ride. J.D. Cal Lynch, they've been 22% together with a nice positive ROI.
They've been rocking and rolling, especially with the 2-year-olds. This mare, Roman Invader, it's her first foal. She did her best running, going a little bit longer distance, but had very good tactical speed. $150,000 purchase, sharp work, gate work back in May. This horse should be ready to go. Cerulean Springs has done nothing wrong since being claimed, just kind of heartbreaking defeats, beating the head and the neck, a closing type of runner. The 3, Bass Rock. We got a little stat here for Graham Motion. This is an interesting horse, going to make its 3-year-old debut this afternoon by Super Saver, if we've got that, guys. But Graham Motion, here it is. Past 2 years, smaller sample, but he's 3 for 7 and 6 for 7 in the money with the maiden special weight runners. First after a long layoff. You see that plus 180-day layoff. The $5.71 ROI, that's huge. And Vargas was named on Maynooth, who eventually did come out. So maybe they knew Maynooth was going to scratch, but Vargas goes there. Bass Rock, interesting off the layoff for Graham Motion.
Yeah, you have to use the horse. Vargas in motion, strong connections here for the 3. Who do you end up on top here?
The 2. I went with the first with Creative Style.
Linda Rice. How about the 1, Cerulean Springs? from the inside. This horse, 0 for 12, 3-year-old maiden, but it's been right there. A big improvement since Marilyn McMullen claimed this horse for $15,000 at Turfway last January. Then brought the horse here to Maryland, stepped up to maiden 40, maiden special weight, and been right there the last few races.
And Forrest suits this horse perfectly, right to a T. Determined Vision, the winner, was a long shot coming back in allowance, but I think might have stretched this horse out, but he was a factor until about mid-stretch, if I'm not mistaken. So Cerulean Springs, he's proven. That's at least the one thing. You know what he's going to do. He's going to sit back and make one run.
All right, so nice maiden special weight there in race 8. Let's take a look at the 9th race, our feature of the day. A 3 other than allowance feature, optional claiming $32,000, going 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso Turf Course, rail at 35 feet. We have a video spotlight that you have this filly on top here, 5-year-old mare, the 2 Elusive Joni. Let's show you the race from April 2017 right here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, we're going back a ways, but Elusive Joni, this is the last time she was on a firm turf course, right, at Laurel, and she came rolling. A good run from the back of the pack against the boys. Made bails. Grand de Fleur going to split these two with a nice run charge in between horses. Just not quite good enough that day at 5-1. Sharp effort versus the boys there, Elusive Joni. I'm hoping we get a little price. I might have this horse line a little too high at 10. Gary Cap, great second off of layoff, second career starts is good. But the form dirtied up, tailed off, came back with an average try at Presque Isle. A good workout leading into this, not a lot of speed. I think this horse can get position, fresh second time, and can stalk and pounce.
Yeah, she's a talented mare on the turf, and you mentioned that stat, Gary Cap, second off the layoff. He's very strong. This filly had a very nice half-mile work, 47-1. June 6th here at Laurel. So I like the 2. I go with the 5 on top, though. Goldwood, my best bet of the day for trainer Alan Goldberg. Javion Toledo on this 4-year-old filly by Medaglia d'Oro. She got very good earlier this year down there at Gulfstream. She won a couple turf sprints in a row, a other than, then a 2 other than, with respectable buyers. Ran well against Stakes Company March 10th down there at Gulfstream. Only beaten 2 3/4 of a length at 27-1. Got an 87 buyer. See the comment line, late traffic. So she had some traffic problems in the stretch there. I'll go with the 5, Goldwood on top. Hopefully Toledo can get a sharp break. She doesn't like to be too close early on. Hopefully Toledo can sit about mid-pack like she did in that nice 2 other than allowance win February 21st at Gulfstream.
The only thing I wonder about her is she a little bit better at 5. 5.5 against the quality of this field. Can she kind of keep going? I'm not so sure, and she's going to be a shorter price. Keep your distances awfully quick. Going to go second time off the claim. I think she may have some company, though, with the 3 still fine. I think a good, honest pace up front, even daylight ahead on the extreme outside, likes the front. I'm going to use Deer Valley as well, coming off of a break. Hasn't been seen since July of 17 for Proctor, but keying up. You see the horses, Morticia on the turf, Vertical Oak on the dirt. She kept really good company. I think she can improve. Her numbers are a little bit light. I think she's going to be cranked up, ready to go, though, making a run from mid-pack.
Tom Proctor, I looked at this filly again, just like the other Tom Proctor filly I didn't use. Just a tough race.
Right.
Coming off a layoff. This is her 4-year-old debut. She was very good last year against 3-year-olds. We'll see how good she is this year. I didn't use the 4, but not going to knock that pick. The 4, Deer Valley with Fergal Lynch. Tom Proctor might be right there. The 1, Dare to Be.
This is the stat, Stan. There was another one, but there's your stat right there. Was he plus 180 days we were talking about?
For Rodney Jenkins.
Yeah, for Rodney.
Yeah, 50%. 50% in a positive ROI. So the 1, Dare to Be, going to be awfully tough coming off the layoff. She's going to need to get a good trip. Steve Hamilton is going to have to navigate a good trip coming from behind. He'll probably be in traffic early on.
Yeah, I think he wants the 2 to leave and the 3 to leave, hopefully, so he doesn't get shuffled too far back. But she's going to draft a good 8-10 out of it into the turn with these other speeds. But we see the layoff stat there. That's strong, and this filly can make a good run from the back.
All right, so nice allowance feature there in race 9 to kick off the late daily double. Here we go with race 10, maiden 25, filly mares 3 and up. Going a mile and a 16th on the Fort Marcy with the rail at 87 feet. I end up with the 4 on top here. War Tweet for trainer Hammy Smith. Daniel Centeno on this 3-year-old filly by Data Link. Second off the layoff today. I like that. This horse ran well against maiden 40,000 company last September here at Laurel Park. A good second that day. And then just maybe bounced as the heavy favored against Maiden 40 last October. And then forget about that race on the main track late October, and then probably needed that little turf sprint coming off the layoff. Now, second off the layoff, we take a drop in class. Centeno, one of our best grass riders around, he stays aboard, or he gets back aboard here. He was on the Philly once last year. I like the 4 War Treat on top.
Yeah, I definitely think she wants to run a little bit longer, and did have a legitimate excuse October the 7th. She was making a nice little movement, just kind of stymied in behind some tired rivals, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't quite pick it back up for the stretch run. You can toss that try. This is what she wants, second back off of a layoff and stretching out a little bit. Jerry Romans and Hamsmith had a big price, right? Didn't he, with a maiden about a couple weeks ago, or it was like 14, 15 to 1, if I'm not mistaken. I'll use the 5 on top. Hey Mabel, waiting for this horse to get back to the turf. A good try with trouble behind So Innocent, who's been kind of a key horse, run well in those optionals and even in the Other Than Company on the grass. Hey Mabel, good try on the dirt. Let's go back to the turf today and get it done.
All right, we both like the 2, 4, 5 here in the last. I like the 10 Animalistic. Jeremy Rose aboard. Blinkers on. This filly by Animal Kingdom for Mark Schumann. Decent effort last out first off the claim. At least went to the front against Maiden 40. Now we take a drop. Blinkers go on. The 10's going to be forwardly placed here with Rose.
Yeah, and throw in the 11 as well. Blinkers on for Trombetta. A little bit of a drop. There's some turf breeding in there. This horse could definitely move up on the transition. Don't like the outside post, but hey, just looking for a price.
All right, that's it. We're out of time. Big 10 race card today. Beautiful weather. Bunch of big fields on our world-class turf course. Dave Rodman coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.